Well, good evening and welcome to Town Talk.
Good evening.
We might be changing, we may go back to 3 on 11. You know why? There's a possibility we have a third person that will come in.
Very cool.
I'm going to talk to him. He's my guest tomorrow night, him and his wife. His wife owns a shop called Little Man in Whitensville. You're not familiar with it? They're upstairs in, or the building Dennis Latour owns. They're upstairs.
Okay.
And they make handbags and gifts, baby bibs, all kinds of little gifts.
Oh, neat. That's cool.
And one of her outlets, she sells her gifts, happens to be the White House gift shop.
No kidding.
Yeah,
That's cool.
been doing it for about 6 years. And prior to the new administration, her bibs had a donkey on them. Now they have an elephant.
The prior administration, you just could have had a horse's ass on it.
That's true.
That's
But
nothing.
they're going to be in tomorrow night.
Huh.
Her husband is a legal immigrant. His name is Miguel. I forget his last name now. But anyway, real conservative guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I know a lot of legal immigrants that are very, very angry about illegal immigrants
Oh,
because they went through the process
Yeah.
to get here.
Exactly. They're both graduates of, I think it's called the Mass School of Art.
Okay.
And he was a cartoonist, but he doesn't work at it. But he does do cartoons. He's on, I think it's called the American Talker, is a website. You can see his cartoons there.
Cool.
And
You can't make any money drawing pictures, you know.
no. No, I know. I told him about your son-in-law. He goes, oh, wow. He says, that's something.
For years and years and years, I made fun of him, saying, "Where are you going to get a job drawing pictures?" How'd that work out?
Yeah.
Yep.
He makes more money than selling glass.
Hell yes. Yeah. Yep, he does.
The only problem is the jobs are few and far between.
Oh, well, you'd be surprised.
Really?
You'd be surprised what they do when they're in the height of animating.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's there's not a big demand for people.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
If you you could go to Seattle and work for AE tomorrow.
Really?
Tomorrow. You could go down to Disney, which owns Blue Sky now.
Right.
And then and whenever they're doing a movie, which they do movies all the time, and they're getting crunch, they bring any freelance animator in, and they put them up, they feed them, they animate, and then they leave.
I know there's a lot of animation in movies today.
Oh, it's huge. It's
because computer animation.
Oh yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, and because computer animation looks so real now. I mean, they can, and the video games.
And now they mix it. They mix a person with an animation.
Right.
And you know, it's hard. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. You know, some of your graphics and some of your stunts are computer created stunts.
Yes. Yes, they do it with the suits, with all the sensors. Yeah, one of the most famous one was the movie about the science fiction movie where the people were on a planet. What the name of that thing? You know where the people fly?
Okay.
Can't think of the name of the movie, but besides the point. Pretty popular movie. But that was all done by animation, and you'd swear that's how he's a Superman.
Yeah.
I remember the first Superman movie, and they'll say, "You'll believe someone can fly when you go to see this movie." And they did a great job. I mean, and a lot of that was animation, but it looked so real.
Yeah.
They do great stuff, and now you're seeing commercials done that way.
Oh, it's crazy. You know what I get a kick out of the commercials? The background music.
Yeah.
Stuff from the 70s. You'd say, "There's no way they would sell that out." Oh, I think I think it's for one of those music discs or whatever her name is. The disc that you tell it what to do.
Oh, Alexis.
Alexa. There's one for the Alexa, and it's Rod Stewart.
Oh.
I'm like, really? Really? I just never expected that to be on television as a movie as music.
I mean, if you could get Rod Stewart music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can get you can get anybody's music. I had some artist that I was thinking about, and it's very obscure, and I play this one. All right, well, I'm putting together the top 20 songs from 1968, which was 50 years ago, for my year-end show for Days of Vinyl, and I found them, every one of them on.
And that's something.
Yeah, I got
It's
I got the disc, but to preview them, I could listen to them all. One of them being O.C. Smith and Little Green Apples. Great song, great song. He did a great job with that. But you know, you find everything on there. Of course, I find the CDs on Amazon. It's amazing what I find on there too.
Yeah.
But it was a question I had the other. Oh, there's a little plug on the back of my I have the tap, which is a cylinder.
Okay.
Unbelievable tone out of that thing.
Really?
Oh, the quality of the sound is unreal. But they do that with the new magnets they have. They make it out of rare earth. That's why Afghanistan, that the rare earth is available there. That's a mineral, and it.
I thought it was a band.
That is a band too. But Sony is the one to make the breakthrough, and that's what they first one to have buds, because they could make little speaker magnets out of this rare earth. That it's unbelievable. And anyway, I says, Alexis, what is a little plug in the back for? And it told me.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
That's so, that's awesome. I
mean,
like it.
You can ask it any question in the world. You can ask it all kinds of questions. You can ask it how to spell a word.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've done my phone that. You know.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on a word and go, how do I spell it again?
Yeah.
Hey, just town stuff. We lost a nice man this week. Great businessman, solid citizen, good person.
Very generous to the community.
Just a great guy. It's awful. We feel so sorry, and our prayers and thoughts go out to his family. And
yes, we want to send our condolences from Town Talk to the Jim Morissette family.
Yeah, it's awful.
Great family.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Just a good guy.
Yep.
You know, but
you know, he had a very, very serious accident back in the '60s, and he almost died. And they were able to keep him together, and you know, he was deformed from it a little bit.
A little bit.
No big deal. I mean, but
have you looked at us in the mirror?
Yeah, but
Not
the
pretty.
thing is, he never let it hold him back.
No.
Never, and became quite successful.
Yeah.
And built a real successful business. And it's a kind of a shocker. I didn't even know he was sick.
No, I didn't know either.
But God, see, life is so thin, so
fragile.
Fragile.
Very fragile.
Oh.
Well, as my friend always said, nobody gets out of this alive.
Nope.
But it's just sad when you have friends that are going.
Yes.
You know, it's not fun. It's been a tough week.
And it doesn't matter who you are, how successful you are, how much money you got.
Nope.
Nobody evades it.
Nope.
We lost some great people this past year. Jim Knott.
Yeah. I tell you what, this weekend was tough. And December's just awful for firefighters.
Awful. I was a firefighter in town, and I remember those winters.
Did they have is that when the horses pulled the
I'll tell you, it was about 3 engines ago.
I bet it was. Which is a really long time in this town.
Yeah. I was on.
And it's probably the same firehouse.
I was on engine. Yeah, same firehouse. I was on engine 3 in Rockdale. I remember going to a fire in Upton as a backup, and we were fighting from the back, and the wind was blowing, and the water's coming right back at us, and we're icicles. And you know, we had gear back then, but not as good as the gear they have today.
They've really come a long way with the gear.
Yeah, I mean, you had the long black raincoats, but oh my God, and the boots. But it was cold. It was.
Technology was not there then.
No, but these guys, I have a lot of sympathy for them when they have to go out in a cold night like that and fight a fire.
It's awful and cold, and it's awful in the heat.
Yes.
Because you figure it out. You're wearing 75, 80 pounds every time you're trying to take a step.
Yep.
In the heat, that's awful. When it's slippery, that's awful.
Yes.
You know, look, you don't ever want to fight a fire, but you know wintertime it's going to come up more than often because somebody's making a mistake. They're putting too much load on the wires.
It happens more often in the winter, especially around Christmas, because Fortunately, the lights now, you got the LED, which don't give off any heat.
Right, but you also have the ones that have the heck you call it, a fuse.
Yeah.
That will blow the fuse before it heats
Right.
up the circuit, so it's a little bit better.
But years ago, I mean, you had the big lights, and they
Still
were
do.
hot. I mean, they got real hot, and the tree would dry out. Boy, you got everything for a real ripe fire.
Yep. Yep.
I'll tell you, I was in Germany, went to a girl's house, and they had a Christmas tree with candles.
No.
Yes.
Well, that's crazy.
But they didn't put their tree up until Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So, because that's where the Christmas tree came from.
When I was a kid, we believed that Santa brought the Christmas tree because it didn't show up till Christmas night,
Yeah. Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Well, see, they don't put up the Christmas tree because they use live candles. I don't know if they still do. This was
yeah.
back in 50 years ago. In fact, today is my anniversary. It was 50 years ago today I left for overseas.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, December 12th. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I bet you do.
Yeah, but anyway, and in the farmhouse where my father grew up, they had candles. My aunt was telling me my grandmother would light each candle, and
Jeez.
can you imagine? But
That's
that was the
scary.
way it was
yeah,
done.
Yeah, well, nobody knew.
I mean, when they first started having Christmas trees, they didn't have electric lights.
Nope. Nope.
So,
Nope.
you decorated with candles.
That's pretty bizarre, though. when
Yeah,
you
I
think
know.
about it.
You imagine how many fires there were back then. But I think they were more careful about it.
Uh-huh. You know, we'd light the tree and walk away.
Right.
I think they probably lit the tree
And they didn't
sat
bring-
in the room.
They cut the tree that day and brought it in. That was a fresh tree. That wasn't going to burn. But yeah,
Speaking of Christmas decorations, did you see the thing about the guy who put Clark Griswold on his front of his house?
no.
Oh, just off, wonderful. It was a big front of a big colonial house, and he had the lights strung, and the lights were strung around, and the guy's holding on to, it's a mannequin, holding on to the gutter, and the ladder has fallen against the house.
Oh my
As a
God.
joke. People were calling 911, stopping to help. It was on the news. I'm like, that's awesome. So finally, they made him put
They made
a
him take
sign
it-
out
yeah.
that said, "This is part of the Christmas decoration. It's a joke." But just talk about hysterically funny. Like, have you not seen the movie? And he was dressed just like Clark.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was terrific.
That's quite the idea.
Oh, it was terrific. It was wonderful.
Oh.
It's like people at Halloween have, legs hanging out of their trunk and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not Whitey this time.
Yeah.
It's not Whitey.
That's really good, though. I'd like to see that. That's
Yeah.
something
Oh,
else.
it was on. You look and Google it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. I'll have to. I'll type in Griswold, see what comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holiday Lights Griswold. Yeah. Just town talk. Just people. All the letters went out this week for those who are abutters to the new school, and this is how sneaky they are. They told us that they're going to have meetings because they're going to encroach upon conservation land and wetlands. But they don't tell you when they are. You have to look them up. You have to look on the internet. You have to look into town books, channel, and watch for them so that you can make it to the things. So what they're telling you is we're building a school on a wetlands next to the school that's sinking, built on a wetlands.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Just brilliant.
Now, there's a brook that goes through there.
I know.
Does that go behind your house?
Oh, yeah. There is a culvert behind my house that's as big as a car. And I brought it up at a meeting, and they're like, no, there isn't. I'm like, guys, I've lived here for 40 years. I see the culvert every summer. I clean the culvert every summer.
Well, you look, I mean, just take a right onto Lake Street,
Yeah.
and you can see that where the brook comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where do you think it starts from? That's not the
Oh, it's just
the
nebulous.
street drains.
Nope. Nope. It's just brook.
Right, that's a brook. The street drains happen to go into
Uh-huh.
it, which is not illegal anymore. But I mean, it's got to be dumping from somewhere.
Yeah.
Now,
You have springs in Whiten Woods all over the place.
yeah,
There's one, if you look straight across the house there's a spring on the front lawn. Up on the hill on Swift, there's 2 springs. There's a spring on Mason. Where do you think this water goes?
Well, this is the reason you had to put sewer in.
Mm-hmm.
They had to put town sewer because it was so wet there and all leach fields were failing.
Right.
Now, when that was built, originally, they didn't have detention ponds.
No.
So you don't
No, it
have
was
any
40 years
detention.
ago. No, we don't have any detention ponds.
Yeah. So all that extra water that
Right into the lake, the pond,
the pond. Yeah.
Arcade Pond.
But I'm saying is that water is going to be, when you got detention ponds, you can regulate the flow so that you don't get a big whoosh into there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that right now. And if you're going to disturb the wetlands, where's that going to go?
This is what I said. This is what other people, and these people that want this school got these guys to say, yo, no, it's fine. It's fine. Just like, remember when we did the high school? Oh, it's fine. There's no ledge there.
Yeah.
Yeah, $1 million later, we were still pounding ledge.
And they talked, well, we can expand the high school, but I got second thoughts on that because it's ledge where they want, where they would design it to expand.
Mm-hmm. I don't think your school population has grown.
Well, as it stands right now, there are some more. There are another subdivision starting up again. I know of one. Other than that, the rest are in effect and more or less.
What's going to
tightening up.
happen off of Church Street, where those 2 houses have been
Over
taken apart?
55.
Okay, good.
Oh, so
I was
that,
wondering
that's
about
not going to affect the school system.
Thank God.
No, that's why we support that 100%. That's a great move for the town. Brings in revenues, and they don't.
And no
it's going to be
services.
private roads,
Oh, wow.
so the town doesn't maintain the roads.
That's even better, because you don't have anybody to maintain them anyway.
Right,
You're using contractors who don't have a clue how to plow.
right.
Not a clue.
Because they don't have enough people to do the plowing.
I would like to meet the guy who runs the snow plow, the sidewalk plow, and punch him in the head. I really would. I'd like to punch him right in the head.
Does he plow your sidewalks?
He comes up from the school and goes to Swift,
Yep.
okay? Now, right there is a handicap accessible pad.
Right.
He fills it with snow every year. I've gone and talked to those 2 knuckleheads down in the DPW yard, and nobody ever. This time, there was a pile on that pad this tall. I can't get through that. And I got a big snowblower.
What's the use of having that handicapped accessible spot?
They destroyed the side of my tree last year. They didn't fix that. They put all of the stuff on that pad. Now, mind you, I've got a 32-inch wide, 26-inch high, 21 horsepower snowblower. I could clear almost anything. I can't get through that.
Well, when they pile it up to it, it's packed even more.
Yeah. And I call him and I said, don't do it. Just leave it. I'll do the whole side. I'll do the pad. I'll do right down to the school. Leave it alone.
If they don't touch it, it's a lot easier to move it.
Leave it alone. They come up, make a mess out of everything. And of course, in the middle of the sidewalk is a pole.
Yes.
So he's got to go around the pole. So there goes half of my lawn. They don't listen.
Unfortunately, I don't have any sidewalks.
Look, I get it. It's your responsibility as a homeowner. If you have a sidewalk, clear it. I don't have a problem. I go right up my next door neighbor's, do his side. I'll move to his driveway this year because he's not there. I'll do the walk all the way up, and the other guy meets me from the other side. He's a great guy, and we take care of the sidewalks. I don't have a problem. That's why I have a big snowblower. But don't screw it up. Don't make it worse. And they don't listen.
Well, this sure has a lot of effect on them.
Good.
So.
Good.
I know.
They never fixed the side where they cut. I'm afraid that if they keep doing this, they're going to cut the roots, and that tree's going to fall.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to have a problem, boys.
Yeah, big problem.
We're going to have a real big problem. I had a tree fall in front of my house. That wasn't pretty.
No.
That was my fault.
The thing is, it could fall into the road, too.
Mine missed it literally fell right around my mailbox and didn't touch it. And it tapped the wires.
Oh.
It just tapped them, and they were swinging. And I heard this horrendous whoosh, and all the lights in the house went out because it took the power line to the house out. And I'm like, and it was really wild because I called National Grid. They were there in 20 minutes.
No kidding.
20 minutes, truck showed up. Guy looked up and goes, "Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about it. It just tore it off the. Well, I just put it right on back on there for you. Put it back up. Boom. Bob, the tree man, came in, took the tree. Half a day, everything was back to normal. Even cable showed up.
Now, you don't have underground?
No.
Oh, you're really old subdivision.
Yeah, 40 years.
Yeah.
We were the first house that Rafferty ever built in that neighborhood. That was the first house built. I bought it from people that got divorced.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so none of that stuff, I can't recall it going by, but none of the, all wiring is
The whole thing is
above
above.
ground.
The whole thing is above.
Wow.
We even had fireboxes.
Well, we required that up until about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, we even had above ground fireboxes.
The only reason we did away with the fireboxes was the fact that the highway, I mean, the fire department doesn't use them anymore, and they don't use them because everybody has cell phones now. You don't need to pull a firebox.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we had a selectman one time that liked to do that.
Really?
You didn't know about that? You
No.
didn't remember him? He
No.
passed away too. Mr. Beauchamp.
Didn't know him.
Oh, maybe it's for your time.
Yeah.
Youngest man ever elected to the Board of Selectmen. I think he was 18 years old at the time.
Oh, wow.
And
Did he use any of his campaign funds for porn?
no,
Like the guy in
no,
Fall River? Okay. Just checking. Just asking.
But he was in Linwood. He rode a bicycle. He rode a bicycle
I
while
have heard about this guy.
campaigning, and he rode to ride the bicycle to the selectmen's meetings.
I heard about this.
He was a great guy, nice guy. I liked him as a person, the way I liked him. But I think he went a little crazy being a selectman, which that could happen.
Yeah. Hello.
And he was down in Linwood. And this is the story I heard. He was in Linwood, next to the one near the Salvation Army.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, because that's where he was from, Linwood. He said to his kid, "I'm pretty important. I'm a selectman." And the kid says, "Oh, what are you talking about? How important are you?" He goes, "I'll make the fire department come." And he pulled up.
Oh,
Well, they
that's
did come.
precious. Oh, sure they did. I'm sure he got in a lot of trouble too.
I think he was.
Because back then, everybody had to be call.
Yeah.
There was no full timers.
No. Well, there were a few. There was a couple, but not many.
Really?
Yeah. We've had some full-timers for a long time, but there wasn't very many. I think Gary Nestor might have been on at that time.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
That retired guy?
Yeah. I mean, we never had we have a lot more now.
Hey.
Oh, God, I can remember when the ambulance, they used to keep it down below in the bottom of the fire station, was a Cadillac.
No kidding.
And
Oh, wow.
And the driver
Like the
was,
Ghostbusters?
yeah, and the driver was Donnie Menard.
Wow. Wow.
He was on the police department. He was a reserve officer. And that's what they come and pick. Believe me, you didn't get the service you get today
Oh, no,
because
no.
these guys weren't trained back
No,
then.
these are paramedics. They're like doctors.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy.
We've come such a long way.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It protects the community.
It sure does. Except we didn't only had one for quite a while.
Well, yeah, because it needed to get fixed.
They take such a beating. You know, they don't have a lot of miles on them, but it's all hard miles.
Yes.
And those boxes, people don't recognize. You know, you get the chassis, and then they put the ambulance box on it. That box is tonnage.
Yeah, and it's heavy because of all the equipment in it. Thing is loaded.
Oxygen, rollers,
Yeah.
all of the other, it's all diamond plate
Yep.
so that it doesn't rust. Yeah.
Then, but I got to tell you, though, they do an unbelievable
Yeah, they do.
job.
Yeah, they do.
And
I give them a hard time, but they do a good job.
oh,
I
so well trained. It's amazing.
Yep.
I got to use it about a year ago now.
I did too once. I didn't like it. Yeah. A little unnerving when the guys you appointed or had something to do with are telling you can't, just shut up. We're going to do what we got to do.
Yep. Oh, we got a phone call.
Up here?
Yeah, well, you got to know. Let me show you the system here. First, you got to hit this one to get the
Oh, I
right
didn't even see
line.
that one.
Then you hit the speaker. Okay, you're on.
Hey, good evening, guys.
Hey, how
Hey.
you doing, Avy?
Good, good. I can hear you tonight. I don't know. Charter must have finally fixed something. I couldn't
Today,
hear over the last few weeks.
let me tell you what happened. We got a new broadcasting system,
Oh,
broadcast computer. Actually, it's a server.
uh-huh.
So, and we got it installed about, well, maybe a month ago.
Right.
But they needed to add some more stuff for the volume.
Oh,
And we told them, you guys don't fix this, you ain't getting paid. We even paid a bill.
oh.
So they finally showed up today and they got it fixed.
Well, that's good. Yeah, 'cause I thought it was Charter or something playing games.
No,
Not yet.
It was a problem with our system because the new system was different than the old one, and we needed to get some equipment added in. But it's a great system,
Oh,
and
good. Yeah, 'cause I can hear you clear.
yeah, and I'll tell you, we're also available on Roku.
Oh,
So if you have a Roku, if you're familiar with
that's
that,
all Greek to me. I'm still from the old days.
well, Roku, a lot of TVs now when you buy them come with a Roku,
Oh,
with the Roku service on the TV, just like you get Netflix and Hulu and all that other stuff on these TVs.
oh.
So if you go to Roku and you put in NCTV, you will get us.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I mean, if, for the people that are up to speed with all that stuff, that's great.
Yeah, so you don't even need cable now to watch us
Oh, good.
because we're available where we're on the internet.
Oh, good. I'll have to ask my kids about it because they know all
Yeah,
that.
ask any 7-year-old. You'll be all
Right.
set.
Yeah, we actually we're on the internet we're live on the net. Whatever show is playing is also on the net.
Oh, that's good.
But then we have the on demand, so you can go onto the net and click on the on demand and then click on any one of the shows that have been broadcast, and you'll get the whole lineup.
Wow, that's nice.
So you can go back and look at other shows, and you can go back and see what Paul was like.
Oh,
What can we do for you?
hey, I know Harry's been talking about the possible renaissance of Rockdale, and I was just wondering if anything's been going on with that, or if there's been any more
Okay,
discussions
well,
on
th-
doing
there's
anything
there's
in
a couple of
Rockdale, Harry.
there's a couple of things going on in Rockdale.
Oh, okay.
We had a group come in, and I just was in touch with him a few weeks back. He's writing up the final report as to some things that we could do to help generate a revitalization in Rockdale.
Uh-huh.
And these are business people who volunteer their time.
Uh-huh.
And it's sponsored by the state, but they picked us and they picked Rockdale. So we're waiting to see what he comes up with. I was in touch with him not too long ago on the phone. He's asking me some questions about different things, and he's put together a pretty good program. The other thing is the location where the youth center used to be.
Mhm.
Well, that's now town property because the deal was that was a grant for over $1 million
Uh-huh.
to renovate the St. Peter's School for the youth center.
Right.
But the grant was based on the fact that their current place down on Providence Road was in a floodplain. So the building had to be raised, and you can't build anything there now. So you eliminate another building that would be exposed to the flood.
Uh-huh.
But we're working on putting a park in there.
Oh,
that'd be nice.
I was just going to say parking lot.
No, a park.
Uh-huh.
And what Gary Bechtold, the town planner, did, he went to the youth center, to Monique, who runs it, and he asked her to have the kids come up with a design.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Cool.
she brought in a whole stack of designs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
But you know, one of the prominent things that these kids wanted, what a lot of them wanted, they wanted a fish pond.
Oh,
And I said, that would be great, but who's going to maintain it?
Yeah. Certainly not the
right,
DPW. They don't have enough things to
we're
do.
down to a skeleton crew now with the DPW.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, I got a fish. I had a fish pond. I still got a fish pond in my backyard, but the fish died, and I'm not replacing them because it's a pain in the neck. You got to put a warmer. You got to put a thing in the pond in the wintertime so it doesn't freeze solid. Because the fish need to, they can't swim in ice.
Right.
You'll have fish sickles.
Right. I mean, what do we do down here? We're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah. No, plus, like you said, somebody would have to maintain it and stuff.
What I thought would be nice, though, if you could make part of it into a ice rink.
Oh.
That wouldn't be permanent, where you would lay down, and there wouldn't be that much work for the highway department. Once a year, they come down, you lay out the plastic,
Right,
They do it in many towns.
yeah, and then you just flood it.
right,
You know, and then in the spring, you clean it up.
right.
And it gives a nice skating place for the kids, which is a lot safer than going on the ponds.
Right, and if you watched the last Board of Selectmen's meeting, they talked about switching over to the LED lights. And
Yes.
they're cautiously optimistic that they're going to turn all the other street lights back on, and maybe they might have a couple of extra street lights they could put over that skating rink if they were able to do that.
You could put one spotlight on a pole would light up the whole thing. We used to have one here.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And you know, the thing is, the reason they can add lights with the LED is because the cost is so much lower.
Right, right,
And not only the cost, you're saving energy too.
right.
So, we'll get some carbon credits.
Right, 'cause I mean, places where there's no street lights, I mean, people are paying taxes. I mean, they should have those street lights back on.
Yep.
Right.
And
Well, the problem, and the problem that you have with the streetlights now is so many of them are cycled out
yeah,
that once they go out, they don't come and fix them.
right,
Right.
You can report them 80 times.
right,
They don't care.
yeah,
The LEDs, especially the exterior LEDs, they last a long time.
Oh,
Oh,
10,
that's gonna
10
be
to
good.
20 years.
yeah.
I mean, if Edison were alive today, he'd be amazed.
Wow, yeah, 'cause I mean, like I said, that'd be nice to get those. What about 200 street lights back on, and
Yep.
who knows, maybe some extra street lights someplace else.
Right.
And, they did a nice job on the guardrail at Electric Pond there, and I thought.
Well,
heard
that's
one of the
that's a
selectmen
chain
say
link.
Maybe they're going to do something at the end of Upton Street where that fence is all caving in.
Yes. Well, Tom Melia made a good point.
Yeah,
He says, why can't we take a project every year,
right.
not a big project, and do something to clean up?
Yeah,
Now, see, the problem at the bottom of Upton Street that you might run into is that's actually private property.
oh,
Belongs to the, well, I don't know what they call it now. It used to be the what is it? The apartment houses up there,
Yeah.
Ashton,
Yeah.
Ashton
Yeah.
Place.
maybe the town and the property owner could work together on something.
I'm sure they would be willing to do so.
Yeah,
They're putting up a new apartment house in the front there where the mansion used to be,
yeah,
and that's going to be really nice. That's gonna clean things up there, look a lot nicer,
yeah,
and things are happening. I'm going to tell you though, I got to take up. I'm going to mention this to the town manager. I think we got to. Come spring, they got to come down and start trimming some of those shrubs in the common.
right.
They're overgrown. They could do that. I mean,
Yeah.
if they can't do it, hire a landscape company to come in and do it. You only got to do it once.
Right, right.
Last all season. Those types of shrubs. I mean, I haven't done them in 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they can figure something out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
You gotta spruce a few things up, and I don't know if you saw I don't know if you guys noticed the nice wreaths on the Bostonian lights. I think a
Yes.
private group did that.
I don't know. I saw that. I said, wow, what's that something? Yeah, I know the highway department puts the banners up.
Uh-huh.
So they must
I
have.
don't.
Oh, they
think it was
don't?
a private
Fire
group that
department.
did the wreaths.
I mean,
Maybe
yeah,
somebody
fire
knows.
department, the fire department. Yeah, the fire department puts the banners
They
up.
have that little bucket truck that's
Yes.
pretty
So
flexible.
they must have put the wreaths up too.
Okay.
Yep.
But it looks nice.
Yeah, because a few years ago, I asked the town manager, the former town manager, about some wreaths or some extra Christmas lights, and they said the town didn't have any money, so I'm guessing it must have been a private group,
Ted's favorite line was, "The town doesn't have any money."
Yeah.
He used that line all the time he was here.
To say that Ted was frugal
Oh,
would
yeah.
be an understatement,
Yes,
Yeah.
even in his own life.
yes.
I know. Well, he was concerned about the taxpayers.
Well, he didn't like to spend money. You could see that just in what he drove.
Oh yeah. He had a very he got his money's worth out of that.
I know where,
Did he ever?
and I know where he got his biofuel.
At McDonald's?
No,
From you?
My West
think he
restaurant.
I think he wanted
Oh.
to come back.
He
on
took
your
all the
show,
oil.
Harry, and talk about his trip to Japan.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to get him. interim town manager in Sturbridge right now.
Oh yeah, I did hear.
At least that's closer.
Yeah. He's still traveling the Pike.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you can take 20 right from Munson. It's not that
Yeah,
far.
it's not that far. There's no traffic on
Nope.
that end.
Nope.
Yeah, the thing is, though, when Ted went by, it smelled like French fries.
Oh, I know. But
He
like
used
I
to
said,
come
you
in.
know,
He used to come in every 2 weeks, and
money's worth out of that guy.
he used to come in every 2 weeks and get five 5-gallon pails of oil from the fry laters. Yeah.
I'm filling up.
He and my wife got along great. She didn't have to pay for it. And he took it.
Well, he did have a long ride, so he probably had to save on gas, you know.
And he had a friend of his that had the same thing. They both he and his buddy used to clarify and take all of the stuff. We had a clarification system before we put it back in the tanks, and he clarified it again and added an octane to it, and then that's what they ran in their biodiesels.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, he didn't pay any road tax.
Oh,
Nope. Now he's got an electric car. So does his buddy.
He's got an electric.
Both of them. Yeah, they don't pick up the oil anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, but that his Volkswagen should be in a museum.
Oh God, yes. Oh, yeah. That didn't know him a dime.
no, like I said, he definitely got his money's worth out of that vehicle.
I had to think when I saw that car. I used to think of the car they had in Back to the Future, the
The DeLorean.
DeLorean. You know,
yeah.
and the guy was pouring the rubbish in.
Yep.
That's what Ted reminded me of, pouring in the oil, the used fryer oil.
Oh, gee. Hey, like I said, he was very conservative, and he
Oh, was he ever?
watched out for the taxpayers.
But he was necessary at the time because the town was hurting.
Oh yeah.
He was strapped.
What'd you say, Barry?
Well, I'm hoping that they, if they once, because I agree with. Remember, Roger was talking about that 21 acres across from the wastewater treatment plant. About
Yes.
Making that like an economic development zone, or maybe even look into selling that, and that would help offset the cost of the new school if possible. But that's just food for thought.
Well, there was at one point a plan for an industrial park with warehousing, and the warehouses would also have the right to do outlet stores.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say Toro Lawnmower put a warehouse up there, a distribution center. They could sell their lawnmowers in the front
Right.
at a discounted rate. And and that concept was out there. I was on the planning board at the time, and then it fizzled because one of the things was the cost of putting the road in.
Right.
They started putting the road in. If you can see that clearing not far after that little strip mall where we used to have the studio.
Mm-hmm.
You can see where we started to clear the road in, but it was going to be costly. But now that's going to be developed with part of it, not the town property, but a portion of that's going to be developed with an over 55, as well as a solar farm.
Right.
And that's what we should have on the new school is solar panels on the ceiling, on the roof.
Oh.
Like they did at Valley Tech.
Absolutely. I was in a place Monday. I had a business meeting Monday in Leominster, and they have 600,000 square feet of factory, and the entire roof is solar.
Wow.
They kick back. Now, they run machinery, paint booths, everything, and kick back a certain amount of...
You don't see it because they're not that visible, but the roof at the White Machine Works is covered with solar panels.
Is it really?
Oh.
Yes.
Never noticed it.
And my brother had a warehouse there for the rubbish carts. The room right off of where the warehouse was, big electrical panel where the electricity comes in, because it comes at DC, and they convert it over to go onto the grid,
Okay.
as well as throughout the shop.
Right.
So it's being done all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
But I think also where the town might have dropped the ball was where they got the generator right next door to the town there in the Mumford River, because there was some thought that the town could also benefit from that the generator.
Oh, the water wheel?
Yeah, the generator
Yep.
right
Yeah,
next to Alternatives.
Alternatives is doing it.
Right, but there was talk about there might have been some extra generation left over for for the town hall, but I don't know if the town
They have to
ever
give it back
looked
to the
into
grid.
that.
You have to put it back on the grid.
Right, right,
But the town is enrolled in the solar program,
right.
and you can actually sign up for that. I did.
Yeah, and I agree with Rusty about the solar panels down at the sewage treatment plant. A lot of that.
Oh,
land is-
plenty of room down there.
Why not?
I know.
Why not? We're not. That land is sitting there and is never going to be developed because of the sand bed.
Right.
Yep.
Put the damn things up. Get some. I mean, it's wide open.
You wouldn't want your house on that.
Hell no. God.
Right, and there'd be some additional revenue to help pay for the school.
Exactly.
Right.
You know. Hey, I'll let somebody else call in. You guys stay safe and stay well, and if I don't hear from you, you guys have a good holiday.
You also.
Yes.
Okay,
Merry
all right.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm gonna hit that. There we go. Red button. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great way of earning extra cash. Of course, any of the solar farms that come in, we get a special tax on that, and that helps. And then Ted
First
put
and
that in-
foremost, you're going to put up this school that is enormous.
Yes.
So the steel is already strong enough to hold it up.
Right.
Put solar panels on it.
Well, it makes sense. You cut the electric bill for the school. I mean, you don't get it 365 days of the year. You don't get it at night, but at least. And now they're coming up. There's a program. They're on the verge of developing some batteries that you'll be able to store the electricity during the day
Yep.
and take care of it at night. And
I'll tell you, it's amazing to see what they've done with the school. They don't like the school anymore behind my house. Balmer School is dark all night long, which I feel is dangerous. But what do I know?
all right, all around it.
Whole school is dark. It looks like an empty field.
Oh.
There's not a light on in school. There's not a light on around the school.
Well, that's not a good idea because
Hey,
someone could break in very
of
easily.
course. And then, obviously you don't have high-tech stuff in there anymore anyway. The cops
Right.
have to go around it, check it every night, check it twice a night, 3 times a night, whatever it is, each shift, and leave. But now with the darkness, you have more dark than light. I mean, that's a vulnerable area.
Yeah. But the panels today are so much.
Oh, God, yes.
Even on cloudy days, mine are making electricity.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, you could save so much. I don't know how much they save at Valley Tech. I never got into it with Dr. Fitzpatrick, but I told him, I said, you had a great concept. That was a great move.
Mike is a progressive guy.
Oh, he is. And the thing is, he uses a lot of electricity because they got the shops.
Yes.
And hey,
You figure that out. You got the electronic shop, you got the plumbing shop, you got the electrical shop, you got the automotive shop,
Yeah.
you got the culinary.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of electricity being
it's
used.
a
in there.
ton. It's hello.
Yeah, another
What
call.
we
here.
like.
Go ahead, Carl. You're on.
Okay, Harry. Next to your old apartment house, Lindblad Chassis.
Yes.
Yeah, Rolly sold out. Rolly ran the business in town for 45 years.
Right.
No problems. The man that's in there now, what's that going to be? An airport hangar?
He's what do they?
Well,
call-
there's the airstrip is right there, isn't it?
Well,
When the first time I drove by it, I'm like, what the hell's there a plane doing
I
over there?
asked that plane. Those 2 planes came from a guy who lives in town.
I know where they
Air
came
Force
from.
veteran.
I know he passed away, but what are they going to do? Leave him there forever?
Yeah.
They're working on them. They work on planes inside.
I'd like to see him working on planes inside.
Yeah, they were working on motors the other day.
They do everything.
The old Closex property.
Yeah.
Is that going to have a Class 3 junk license so we can sell junk down there? Has he applied to the selectmen yet?
No, he's not. He's not selling any junks there, but he has a lot of customers' cars.
Well, you check out back.
Well, I'll bet. No,
It's a junkyard out back.
no, I don't know if it's that bad.
A lot of dirt.
They're going to give him a license. They're going to give him a license for 50 cars, 100 cars?
No, those people are moving out of there.
Well, where they going?
They're going to where the West End school was.
Did you guys okay a permit for that? The planning board?
Well, not yet. He's coming in January.
Oh, after the first of the year.
Right. They were going to come in Tuesday night, but we didn't have a meeting because we didn't have a quorum.
What,
Oh,
the West End School where that big contaminated soil is?
Right. In the plan, that soil is going to be taken care of.
No kidding. And that's not contaminated soil either.
No, it isn't. It grows pretty damn good. You get a
some
forest on it.
Some lunatic said it was contaminated.
Yeah.
is he
but
going
it
to be
wasn't.
able to get a license down there to sell automobiles?
He's not selling automobiles. He's going to do repairs.
Oh,
He's putting in an automobile repair shop, plus some buildings for like they did down in Linwood, where you can electricians can have park their vehicle
Oh, yeah.
underneath and have an office up above.
Like storage sheds.
Yeah, as well as a car wash.
No
have you
kidding.
seen the new building in Sutton after Walmart?
Yes. Yes,
What a
17,000
big
square feet.
building that is.
It's a 17,000 square foot building.
That's National Grid.
No,
No,
no, it's a personal. I've looked at it.
it's a personal plan, I
Yeah,
believe.
it's owned by one guy.
At the Walmart?
Past the Walmart,
Oh, past the
on the
Walmart.
other side of the highway.
Oh, okay, up in the. Oh, okay. Yeah, National Grid is around Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh,
right.
okay. That's
On
in
the other
Sutton.
side,
They're in Sutton.
there's a 17,000 square foot.
Yeah, they're in
You
Sutton.
want to know why I know that? So I was
he's
going to
a
use it for
customer?
a while. I was going to use it for storage.
Oh. Yeah,
We stored a machine in there for about 4 months.
Yeah, that's in Sutton. The entrance to that
That's in
park is
Sutton.
in Northbridge.
Yes.
The entrance
Have
to
a
the
good night.
yeah, we don't get anything. Oh,
He said good night.
yeah, that was fast. Yeah, we don't get anything out of that park. We only got the road. Okay. Sticks a little bit.
Yeah, that's. I didn't know they were going to put a car wash.
Yeah,
Like a real car wash with
real car
the
wash.
brushes and the whole.
Yeah.
Oh, great!
yeah, right near your house.
Right
have
near
to
my
go
house.
far.
Just go right across the street.
Yeah,
Because a lot, down here you got the bay washes, and they never work.
right.
So
No, it's a great. It's a good car. I said we need one bad. A real good one.
yeah.
And then on top of that was right by Walmart though, where the marijuana store is going to go.
I want a job. Be a great retirement job.
They
This
are
is good.
opening
This
up
is better.
on Saturday. They're opening up in Salem
Uh huh. By
And-
appointment only.
by appointment only, and they only get like 700 calls.
Well, the stupidest thing was they should have opened them all at the same time. Because what's happening is you got so many people going to Leicester and to
They
Northampton.
need to get the licenses out there.
I think they're rushing them now because they realized how much revenue it came in. Oh, this isn't going to matter. Yeah, $2.2 million in the first week, $88,000 in taxes. Jesus.
The thing is that the communities that got it, because they're so exclusive, they're raking in.
Oh yeah.
By the time we get this one built, there'll be others around.
It'll be like putting a casino in Springfield.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're begging for customers.
And now they want to build one in Boston,
Well, there is. It's up. It's up.
yeah,
We're doing the interiors.
yeah.
It's up. It's
So-
big.
Oh yeah, it'd be beautiful, but still, how many can you build?
Well, that's how do you supply them? You go down to Mohegan or Foxwoods right now on an off night. It's a ghost town.
Yeah,
There's half the tables aren't open. All of the slots are just sitting there empty.
yeah, because people are starting to learn. Is it really worth it?
Yep.
When they first opened, packed.
Well, you got to realize there's a big difference. What's going to help Encore is the difference between Encore and Mohegan or Foxwoods. Is Encore is regulated by the state.
Right.
So the regulation by the state is an 88%er. 88% of the dollar has to go back to the player. In Mohegan and Foxwoods, they're regulated by the Indians. They don't
Yes,
give you anything back. They give you
Right.
26%.
Yeah, whatever they want.
Whatever they feel like. If they're not making their nut, they raise the.
Well, you know
and
what?
you can do that electronically with those machines.
Oh yeah, it's just a flip of a switch.
Yep.
The computer does it.
Yep.
The thing is, now they're going to have big competition.
Huge.
They're going to have to change it. they'll have to change their level of profits.
They're not.
They're going to have to eventually.
Eventually,
though.
or they're going to be ghost towns.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll have a giant parking lot there.
You're going to go where you can win.
Yeah.
What about Rhode Island? Is that regulated by the state?
Yes, it's a state casino. It's actually a state casino.
That's a state
It's
casino?
owned by the state.
Twin Rivers.
Twin Rivers is owned by the state.
I'll be damned.
Tiverton is private, but it's regulated by the state. Tiverton just put up a hotel. Who the hell would think that Tiverton, Rhode Island would be a vacation spot? Hey, let's go back to it. Who the hell would think that Everett would be a vacation spot?
Right. Actually, Tiverton, you're not that far from the ocean.
Oh, no, you're right on it.
Yeah.
You got the bay and the ocean.
Yeah.
And you got Newport right down here.
Yeah.
Go say hi to Jay Leno and all those people.
Yeah. Of course, the Highlight didn't make it.
No, it's now a casino.
I know.
It's a slot parlor.
Yeah. That's actually Tiverton right there?
That's Middletown. It's Newport, Middletown, Tiverton.
Okay, I always thought that was Newport. It's right on the line.
It's literally on the line. They
Yeah.
call it the Newport Highlight
'Cause,
Fronton.
I used to sell carts to the recycling place, which was owned by the city of Newport, which is right there at the highway.
I know right where it is.
Oh yeah,
I have a customer right down there.
Oh, okay.
Right as you get off the bridge.
yeah. So when I go up that way, I'm in Tiverton. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. It goes Newport, Middletown, Tiverton.
Oh, we like going down Newport in the summer times,
Beautiful place.
just to walk around.
Oh yeah. I mean that's what you want to do.
Yep.
You know, see one of the houses you want to buy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It boggles my mind because we have the situations where I have to go to certain places and see the houses that people are building on the ocean.
oh,
I'm like,
and
really?
yeah, you're taking a big chance too.
When you take a house and they build a house that's got 7 bathrooms in it, you're like, what? Huh? Okay.
One for each person.
Yeah. And what they don't realize is if you don't turn the water on once a month, it dries all of the gaskets out. They're going to leak.
Yeah, they'll dry up.
Yes. They all have maids and all that crap, but it's really funny. The things that people want and do. It's just, we just did a shower door that looks like a white Bengal tiger.
Really?
When the light is on in the shower, the blue eyes come right out at you. It's crazy.
That's custom done.
If you look at the star over at the top of the tree at Rockefeller Center,
Yeah.
we made it.
Oh,
It's all in. It's probably 22 feet by 22 feet. It's all pointed, and then it's affixed into the center. Then a company in Rhode Island took it, and they took. It's Swarovski owns all of them. We made 6 of them. They broke 3. We made 3 more. We loved it, and they crushed Swarovski crystal, and they epoxied it to it. So they were going to put this star on the tree at Rockefeller Center. There was one slight little problem. Nobody calculated the weight. 800 pounds.
oh my God! The tree couldn't hold that.
No. So they put a pole. The star in the tree is held up by a pole.
So you got a pole going up along the tree trunk.
And then they put 5 of them on Fifth Avenue, cabled across, and they dropped 3. Right in the road.
Oh, my.
Glad I wasn't there to pick that mess up.
You guys don't do the crystal ball that comes down.
No, but that is Swarovski. No, we didn't do that. No, that's done by a European company. Yeah, because it's bent. They're all curved pieces. We don't curve glass.
See, I like to talk about. It's amazing the stuff that's done in Northbridge.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's going. Like my guest tomorrow night from Little Man makes gifts for the White House gift shop.
That's awesome.
I mean, it really is. You got the speaker place.
Okay, you're a veteran.
Yep.
Do you know the Veterans Fallen Heroes plaques at the seaport?
Yeah.
Do you know where they were made? Douglas Road.
Oh.
We now have to take one of them back, destroy it, and build another one because we have to add a name for another one because of the kid that got killed in Afghanistan. I'm talking to the people.
Do you have to build a new one every time you had a name?
Well, yeah, because it's laminated into it, so it can't break.
Oh.
We're going to talk to the people who put the Holocaust ones because they're just etched on tempered glass,
Yeah.
and somebody keeps popping them and they're just junk on the ground. So we'll digitally print the names and then laminate it inside, and then even if you crack it, it doesn't go anywhere.
Well, but I say it's amazing the
yeah.
stuff that comes out of this town.
Niche businesses are crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's great.
Yeah.
You still got Access TCA pumping out
All over-
displays all over the
all
country.
over the world.
Yeah.
And you got Eastern Acoustics,
Yeah. Cormark.
Cormark. Well, Cormark's a national company,
Yeah. And
international
then there's,
company.
what the heck's the other one across the street? It's not Cormark, it's Comark. Comac is right in the thing. And they
Yeah.
make the kiosks for all of the sporting arenas.
Oh,
We do the glass for them.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and all the displays. For you ever heard of Wolf cooking products and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. Those are real high-end cooking stuff.
Uh-huh. All of the displays that you see with the cabinet and tree and stuff, they're made in the shop.
Oh.
Right down the end, right in the back.
I'll be.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
yeah. Wolves are real high-end. That's
Oh. Boy, it's gorgeous stuff.
yeah.
But you're spending,
They make
$5,000 for it.
appliances.
Yeah. Yeah. Refrigerators, appliances, cooktops.
Yep.
You got a stove, double-edged stove, double-level stove. And, 6 burners, it's $10,000.
I know somebody who's got one. It came out of the a house that was built on Evan Chamberlain.
No kidding.
Yeah, where that a lawyer owned.
Yeah,
He got the stove out of there.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Stove and refrigerator.
That man was a genius
I'll
for
tell
about 10 seconds.
you. Yeah. I'll tell you who it is after.
That's great.
Hey, well, we got a couple minutes more.
Cool.
But yeah, it's we don't realize what goes on in the valley. That's what I'm trying to do. I do about my radio show. I'm trying to interview different people from the valley and Southwick. Beautiful.
Restaurant's unbelievable. I'll tell you what, you want to see a really amazing restaurant? Go to Webster. Go see the new restaurant at the lake.
I heard it was phenomenal. Is it pricey?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's in November and December you can't go there unless you make a reservation with the chef a week to 2 weeks ahead of time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pricey. They have a sushi bar. They have a raw bar that all the tops of the bar look like water. I'll go figure who made that. And not me, the company. I don't know. That's way past my capacity for thought. Yeah, it all looks like water.
No
Look like you're
kidding.
putting your hands on water.
Wow.
It's not. It's glass. Yeah, they did a beautiful job out there. The eagle is on the hallway.
Is he? That's the new Samuel Slater.
Right.
Is he doing a business?
Huge.
Really?
Well, you got to realize, you had trailers, and people hanging around for burgers lived in trailers.
Right.
Now you popped up all of those $1 million condos. Because people aren't going for burgers. They want a high-end dinner. So what we need in this town is a decent restaurant.
Well, I'm going to be interviewing the person that runs the French restaurant down in the Linwood Mill.
Oh, yeah,
Les
Ménagère.
Misseraux,
Les Mis Manager or something.
Yeah.
That's great. It's a great. Everything's in a crepe.
yeah.
She does a great job. They make their own mustard, mayonnaise. It's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
I understand the food is
It's really neat. You
fantastic.
get a steak and cheese, and it's in a crepe.
Yep. Oh, we got to go.
Have a great week.
We'll see you next week. I'll see you tomorrow night. My guest is going to be Little Man. See you tomorrow night.